Today on 2+U Nevada.
High school students in the area, all of northern Nevada, can compete and get their stuff out there at a public venue and have it publicly screened.
Getting creative with photography and film. The Reno FFX 2026 Film Festival is accepting submissions and sponsorships right now. We sit down with the amazing teacher behind the festival and one of his former students who is now an accomplished professional.
We really want people to come down there and have kind of a new experience and reimagine what's possible for downtown Reno. So there'll be lots of different art experiences that you can interact with. There'll be large-scale art, there'll be smaller pieces, there'll be workshops for children.
A free event for the whole family, 17 acres of downtown Reno filled with illuminated art installations and musical and performance artists. We learn more about Western Lights Festival. Plus,
this is our Jessa float. This was the second signature float that we unveiled in Pygmalion roughly 15 years ago.
Celebrations all around the world, from Mardi Gras to the Chinese Lunar New Year. We look at these timeless traditions. You're watching 2+U Nevada. It's home.
Put everything back in your house the way you like it.
With community and family. And this really is a family affair. It's local food.
I got garlic in mine, capers.
It's health and wellness. Plus,
we don't have these, and we could be using them.
With plenty of entertainment. 2+U Nevada, brought to you by 911 Restoration. Thank you for joining us for this edition of 2+U Nevada. I'm Sarah Johns, your host. And this is Stella, your co-host. Say hi, Stella.
Hi.
Well, it happened. Snow day. This really is the first full snow day of the year. As such, in our household, we had to divide and conquer. I have Stella, Dave has Zach. And I wonder how parents around the community are figuring it out. Luckily, KTVN and our parent company, Sarkis Tarzian, have such a strong focus on family. And Stella's been learning the ropes. But for households like ours that don't have family in town, we feel for you. If you had to take a sick day, I hope your mental health day includes snowball fights, snowmen, and hot cocoa. You like that, huh?
Yeah.
We take a look at the beauty of a snow day a little later in our broadcast. We have a fantastic show lined up for you, so don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining us today for 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon, Megan Miller, the director of Western Lights. And Megan, I am so excited to hear this is an installation that's taking part over 17 acres of the city, and this is a nonprofit event for families to get out and really enjoy our community.
Yeah, so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And Western Lights, we're in our second year. We're going to kick off this Thursday. We are Reno's first large-scale illuminated art and music festival, and we're going to take over downtown. We have more than 50 installations. We have family-friendly programming, and all of it's free of charge, and we can't wait to celebrate with everyone.
This is super cool. What I love about it is that this really gets people to see different parts of downtown. Talk to me about the installations, what people will see, and how they find where to go.
Sure. The main part of the festival is all along South Virginia Street, just north of the Truckee River. And we really want people to come down there and have kind of a new experience and reimagine what's possible for downtown Reno. So there'll be lots of different art experiences that you can interact with. There'll be large-scale art, there'll be smaller pieces, there'll be workshops for children, there'll be just lots of activities and fun stuff happening.
Yeah, and let's go into those workshops. I find this super cool. So new for 2026, there are STEAM workshops for youths and adults, all free, all ages, hands-on workshop at the Nevada Museum of Art, and that's this Friday from 4 to 8. So that's an amazing partnership with the museum too.
Yeah, we're really excited to be working with the museum for the first time this year and be able to offer some programming. So kids and families are welcome to drop by anytime Friday afternoon, and they'll learn and they will make their own glow-in-the-dark bracelets and hats and things that they can wear out to the festival afterwards.
That's so cool. And you also have 80 musical and performance artists. Where are people going to be able to see those?
So as part of the festival footprint, we have 6 different stages that'll be activated with music and performances of all kinds. We're talking everything from rock and country to DJs and dance music. And the musical programming will go from 5 to 10. And then for those who want to keep the party going, we have after parties at the Brewery District, at the Alpine, several different venues in town. Black Rabbit is selling tickets. We're selling tickets for those after parties as well.
You know, I am so impressed just going through the numbers. So you have the 50 illuminated art installations, you have the 80 paid musical and performance artists, 20 plus vendors and food trucks, up to 100,000 attendees. And this is super cool too, 150 volunteer shifts, and that's with 75 plus volunteers. So are you still looking for volunteers to help fill those shifts?
We still have some open shifts. You can go to westernlightsfestival.com and fill out our volunteer application. We still need a few folks to sell hot cocoa, which will be a really fun thing. But last night we had 36-ish people show up to our volunteer orientation, really excited and motivated to volunteer and to help us out. And we really could not do this event without our volunteers, so we're super grateful. And we have about 75 volunteers signed up and like over 200 volunteer shifts.
Oh my gosh. What I think is so cool, this is the 2nd year and you've already expanded from last year. Talk to me about what the future of Western Lights looks like.
Yeah, so just to rewind and then we'll go forward. Last year was the first year of the event. We were really hoping maybe 30,000 people would come, and over the course of 3 days, 70,000 people showed up and experienced the festival. And so we obviously felt like, okay, we're onto something. We want to do this again. We want to grow in the future. So right now we're working to turn Western Lights into an independent nonprofit. We're looking for sponsors and donors and people who want to help us make that happen so that we can not only bring the event back next February, but also other events throughout the year, other opportunities, learning opportunities, and really just have a positive impact on arts and culture in Reno year round.
And yeah, so I introduced this saying that this was a nonprofit event. Currently, as it stands, you're under another nonprofit's umbrella, but you are looking to make Western Lights Reno your own nonprofit in the months moving forward.
That's right. We're a fiscally sponsored project of AHA Projects. Super grateful to be working with them as our partner and be a program of them at this time. And we are looking over the next year or so to become an independent nonprofit on our own.
And what is it about February, and what is it that made this week, because you said last year you were the same week, the 3rd weekend of February, what is it about this time of year that you think makes this such a draw for families?
Yeah, well, if you look at Reno's events calendar, this is an events town. We have tons of festivals and events all the time, but this is a time of year there are fewer things happening at the end of February. We wanted to give people an opportunity to put on their warm clothes, come out in the middle of winter and have an opportunity to gather and experience something together. And lastly, light art. Really, you need dark weather in order for the light art to really take life. So this is a good time of year for that.
So what I love is you have a QR code that shows everybody what streets these are on and where people can go. We're putting that QR code up right now, but audibly, let's tell people what streets are being used for installations.
Yeah, we're activating, like you said, 17 acres downtown, City Plaza right in front of City Hall where the whale sculpture is and the Believe sculpture. That's sort of the ground zero of the event, the headquarters, if you will. And then we go south of the river over to the Eddy and along the Riverwalk. We go up South Virginia all the way to 5th Street, and some of the side streets will also be activated.
And this is a walkable event for people to walk to all of the installations, right?
This is totally walkable. The streets will be closed, so you can't drive through the festival grounds. And then we'll also have an activation at the National Bowling Stadium for people who want to do blacklight bowling. And we will have a VIP experience available for purchase within City Plaza. So we're really hoping to create more of a revenue stream so we can bring this event back next year.
That's so cool. And then where should people park?
Good question. There's quite a lot of free parking downtown, but I'm going to really encourage people to go to the Washoe County Courthouse parking lot. You will pay $10 there, and that $10 will go to support the nonprofit. And it's just the easiest place to park and then walk over the bridge to downtown.
Well, Megan, thank you so much. Thank you for bringing this festival for our community to enjoy.
I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. Honestly, seeing everyone feel so inspired and connected last year, people from all different ages and backgrounds coming together to experience something in downtown Reno. It's a pleasure to be a part of it.
We'll have a wonderful event. You are watching 2+U Nevada. watching 2+U Nevada, and I am joined by a dynamic duo this afternoon. We have Bob Zorn, who's a teacher at AACT and also the director of Reno FFX 2026, a local film festival. We also have Hunter Rand. Now, Hunter, you are a former student of Bob's. You're also a film producer and a part of this film festival. So we just run the gamut here this afternoon. So talk to me about Reno FFX. This just sounds like a phenomenal film festival that has really grown from its very first year, Bob.
We've been doing this. This is our 15th year. About 15 years ago, with students, we created the festival so that we had a venue for student competitors, student filmmakers, which really wasn't a thing in the existing film festivals in the area. So we started off with just a few of us sitting around at a table, coming up with name ideas. And we've been running every year for 15 years. And so our latest is coming out here in May.
So let's talk about that original film showcase and the original competition, the original categories that you had. And then where are we today?
Okay, well, when we first started, our very first one, I believe it was zombie apocalypse. Yeah, was the theme, because we have a different theme every year. It's called Reno FFX, and the X is basically because we couldn't come up with a name, and we were like, why not just say Film Festival X, and then we change the theme every year, so the X is a variable.
That's
right.
Great. Okay, got it.
So we started with the zombie apocalypse because that was like kind of the heyday of The Walking Dead, and it was a big thing, and we wanted to get students interested. And it was almost completely in-house at AACT. We had, I believe we had Reno High and maybe Spanish Springs had a little bit of entries in it, but for the most part, it was just us because we were just getting started. It was our first time. And we've just we've gone from there, and we haven't really expanded in terms of categories because we have, it's themed, yes, but that's only for one category, what we call Category X. We also have traditional categories like any film festival, and we've had that from the beginning. Short films, any genre, short documentaries, animated shorts, experimental short films, and all that. So all that's been in it from the beginning, but participation has definitely increased over the years. We get roughly somewhere around, I'd say we average somewhere right around 150 entries per year.
Wow.
Including at least a couple hundred students, because you can join, you can compete as partners. You can do it individually, or you can have a partner, co-producers. So we get a lot of kids involved so far, and we're trying to expand that. We're trying to get that more and get it out there more. That's just why we're here.
Yeah.
To get the word out that this is out there, and the students, high school students in the area, all of northern Nevada, can compete and get their stuff out there at a public venue and have it publicly screened.
And Hunter, you are one of those students, and now here you are, a film producer, director, and you're like the title sponsor of this event this year, so this is a full circle year for you.
It means a lot to be able to give back. I think these opportunities are really important to give students a chance to figure out what they want to do when they're young, and if that's what they want to do, if film and TV is what they want to do, they can get a job immediately after high school. I'll be honest, for the live sports that I produce, I go into the programs at Spanish Springs. They have a great live sports program, and I'll grab some 17-year-olds, some 18-year-olds, and I'll put them on some cameras for live broadcast the next day while they're still in high school. For the kids at AACT, I love to hire them as my interns, and typically they'll end up competing against me at some of the big real film festivals, and commonly they'll beat me too. So
that's it's got to be a little stab, but also a sense of pride, right? Yeah. So, Hunter, also, because we are here, thanks so much to Bob and his history with this film festival. This is Bob's last year. You're retiring as an educator. And so what do you want to say to him as your past educator?
Thank you. I think you've had, I'm going to get teary here. I think you've had a bigger impact than you realize all the way to Formula One, national news broadcasts, local to this station, every station in town, station KTLA. I think you have students that are truly everywhere. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. That absolutely goes both ways. I mean, without students like Hunter and all, I've been lucky. I've had some amazing students. I work for an amazing school at AACT, where we focus on that kind of thing because we're a CTE school. And yeah, they're out there. I've got the assignment editor in CBS in LA. I've got students working here at Channel 2, and they do amazing things. And it's just that, for me, that's what it's all about, is seeing them and seeing that growth and seeing that do it. You know, you mentioned the professional film festivals, international, you know, the bigger ones. My students are getting involved with those now too. So it's not just, right, my festival is just student versus student, but these students, these high school students, high school sophomores, are going out there and entering the professional film festivals out of Carson City, out of Reno Tahoe, and it's amazing to see it, and it just makes me feel really good about it.
Well, we are so appreciative of the work that you have done over the past 15 years, and we do understand your goal is to keep this film festival going even through your retirement?
That is correct. It will continue. It will be coming with me. It's loosely tied to the school right now, because that's just, you know, where I work. But that's going to be different going on. Now, after I retire, we're going to keep going with it. We're developing a new, hopefully, a new 501c, a new nonprofit that we're going to get rolling. Hunter's going to be heavily involved with that. We're going to do more than just the Student Film Festival. We're going to go into create an actual new professional film festival as well, serving all of Northern Nevada, including other states, Southern Idaho, Northern California, Southern Oregon. And Reno FFX will become a part of that, and we're going to do some workshops, and we're going to, you know, we're going to expand. That's the plan. That's the plan. But
well,
of course,
let's get some deadlines out there for folks. Film submissions, April 26th. Photo submissions, April 19th. And then the actual finalist screenings and awards will be at Reno Public Market, May 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. Bob, Hunter, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. You're watching 2+U Nevada. You are watching 2+U Nevada, and I'm so excited to have Danny Heinsohn joining us again this afternoon from My Hometown Heroes. Danny, you founded My Hometown Heroes after your own personal battle with cancer, and you won that battle.
I won the battle because of the amazing community that supported me. They were my heroes, and you know, 3 days into the diagnosis, I realized that the journey was no longer about me, because if I was going to get through this, it was going to be because of this army and this crew that was supporting me through it.
Let's talk about My Hometown Heroes broadly. First and foremost, what you do with it, why it was established, and who benefits.
So I celebrated my 10th year remission from brain cancer in 2010, and I decided to compete and train for my first Ironman triathlon. And to raise initial funding, I wanted to raise over $10,000, symbolic of the decade milestone. And you know, we raised that money, and then we awarded our first recipient in 2011. I brought her and her family tickets to Reno Aces games. She came out through the first pitch. And it was really kind of slow going the first 5 years because I was still working a full-time job, and I really had to kind of figure it out. And I had never started a business before, let alone start a nonprofit. So there was a lot of things I had to learn. But when I did my TED Talk in 2014 and I published my book, and I knew that there was greater opportunities out there. So I left my corporate job in the end of 2015 so I can go and build the infrastructure for the foundation, so it actually could run so it could be sustainable.
Yeah. And then when you say that you had your first designee, you provide scholarships to survivors.
Yes. So My Hometown Heroes, we're a national scholarship fund for college-bound cancer survivors, and our mission is to help bridge the gap between cancer and college, one scholarship at a time. And to apply, you just have to be a cancer survivor first and foremost between the ages of 17 and 39 years old, which classifies the young adult survivor population. And then we have a whole selection process, a selection committee, and we award scholarships anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000 per recipient.
What is the criteria outside of that? Like, is it what type of studies that they have, or just their story?
Like I said, first and foremost, they just have to be a cancer survivor. It doesn't mean if they were diagnosed as a child or as a young adult. That's the criteria. They automatically are eligible to apply and possibly receive a scholarship. So in the My Hometown Heroes playbook, any young adult that survived cancer and has applied for the My Hometown Heroes scholarship and is going to college is a champion in our book. So we decided we were going to create an event that was symbolic of what a champion is. So we decided to start the Breakfast of Champions, and we have our 3rd annual coming up on March 14th this year.
Yeah, let's get into that Breakfast of Champions. So it's coming up in March, and you said that you have a phenomenal lineup of speakers.
Yeah, it's kind of evolved over the past, this is the 3rd year that we've had it, and the assignment for the speakers is they have to tell their story, but they only have 10 minutes to do it because it's similar to like a TED Talk, but they also have to have lessons in what they took away from the experience that could be applicable for the audience. And this year's being our 3rd annual, I've got a gentleman who was at ground zero within 12 hours after the towers fell for 9/11. He's a retired firefighter, been battling Burkitt's lymphoma for 18 years, and his story is just simply amazing. We've got another gal at Renown. I won't reveal any names until the event is officially up and we're taking registrations now, but it's not really about their profession, it's about why they do what they do. Have another gentleman speaking on financial literacy, because I think anybody could probably benefit from financial literacy at any given point in their life. But when you're a young adult in college and then you go with cancer diagnosis, it's really about, okay, how do I get back on my feet and start making a living and doing something that's meaningful, and maybe like not understanding the power of maybe setting aside $100 and how that compounds over time. So we have another
100%.
gentleman coming in here to speak on financial literacy and like help people get in the mindset that, okay, you pay yourself first, right? And that goes towards your IRA, your investments or whatever. And then of course we have our scholarship recipients that'll be telling their stories. So it's really it really spans more than, it's a survivor journey, but it's all the different components from move to point A to point B within the journey. So, okay, it's financial literacy, it's health and wellness, and every year we're going to bring in specialists every year on various topics.
I love this. Yeah. So again, where do people go to register for this breakfast, and how do they get tickets?
Yeah, just go to the My Hometown Heroes website, myhometownheroes.org/2026 BOC. Breakfast of Champions. Yeah.
Okay, and how much are tickets? And again, the date.
Yep, the date is Saturday, March 14th at the McKinley Arts and Culture Center.
Oh, what a beautiful
And because
location.
it is a breakfast, we are bringing in an amazing caterer whose actually specialty is breakfast. So that's going to be amazing. Tickets are $150 per person, and table sponsors start at $1,500 a piece.
Okay, and the sponsorships, they can reach out to you through that same website to help sponsor your event.
Absolutely, yep.
Danny?
Or the link on this news feature.
You got it right there. Danny, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Always a pleasure, Sarah.
You're watching 2+U Nevada. Remember how yesterday we introduced you to a 93-year-old man who's killing it at pickleball? Now, a man who doesn't like to be considered old. While he's celebrating 100 years being here, Gianni Peterson introduces us to Rudy Gonzalez.
I have so many people that love me, and I can't understand why. Today at the American Legion in Murrells Inlet, Rudy Gonzalez was honored and celebrated for 100 years of life. Part of all of those years of life include being part of an air transport command as a radio operator in World War II, where he would fly propeller planes from California to Hawaii. And there's one story he says he will continue to tell the rest of his life.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. One time I got a radio that wasn't working, and I worked on that thing for 12 hours to try and get it to work, but it never did. And when we were approaching Hawaii, everybody was in front of the plane searching for Diamond Head, which is the trademark of Hawaii.
During my sit down with Gonzalez, we touched on a lot. The war, the love he has received over the past few days, and most importantly, in his words, life after the war, being a lieutenant with the New York City Fire Department.
I had a peasant fireman who, the father is a good friend of mine, and he had pictures and everything, and all of the rescues I've made and what have you, and that was amazing, you know, and those are the things I want them to remember me for.
Over the past few days, Gonzalez says it has been emotional for him. He says there have been people he hasn't seen in decades from all over the country come here to wish him a happy birthday. But he wants everyone to know he's still got a lot left in the tank.
The trouble is, everybody treats me like I'm old. I don't feel old. You know, they treat me like they want to hold a chair for me. They want to help me up and everything like that. I don't feel that old, you know. But to make them feel good, I take their assistance.
Meanwhile, Washoe County School District is now in the middle of its first full snow day of the year. And if you're doing the snow day juggle like we are, you'll appreciate this encore presentation of enjoying what Mother Nature has to offer. Steve Hartman stays home with his kids in this report.
As the snow piled up, so did the anticipation. Could it happen? Would school be canceled? Absolutely.
Yes!
This week, millions of kids in more than 24 states got at least one snow day, including my kids, who flipped and flopped all over themselves in jubilation. And not just because of the snow.
I caught it!
Or even because of the day off, but because snow days are the ultimate American freebie.
The beauty of a snow day is that you're playing with house money, so you can spend it in any way you want, and you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Hear, hear.
We can all relate.
That's a great way to put it.
But perhaps no one in America cherishes that feeling more than 64-year-old Jeff Shamus. When Jeff was 14, he got his first and only snow day.
San Francisco looked like a Christmas card after its biggest snowfall in 89 years.
It was February 1976. Jeff was living in the Bay Area, and he vividly remembers the snow and the snowman he built with his sister. He says it was a feeling so grand, he didn't want it to end.
You know, it started melting, and I was like panicking. And the only thing I could think of was I gotta preserve the moment. That was my only goal.
And that is why, 50 years later, if you look in his garage, in the back left corner of his freezer, you will find what is now widely considered to be the world's oldest snowball.
All right, here it is.
Now a family heirloom, carefully saved in a Skippy peanut butter jar.
You can't let a 50-year-old snowball melt. I'm gonna get some water.
Okay, wait, that's not it, is it?
No.
Bottom line, if you have yet to save your snowball for posterity, there's still plenty of heirloom out there. But don't wait too long.
It's a snow day.
Because the doldrums of spring
It's a snow day.
are now just 51 days away.
And you don't have to do your homework.
Steve Hartman, CBS News, at home.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Today is Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras literally means Fat Tuesday, and it refers specifically to the final day of the carnival season, the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. And today, New Orleans is filled with revelers in the street, and parades are scheduled all day long. But before today's festivities, it took some prep work. Doug Mouton shows us how Pygmalion prepares.
I'm a Mardi Gras junkie. I don't miss. I love going to the parade. I fool with Mardi Gras 365 days of the year.
Their den in St. Rose is jammed as Pygmalion gets ready to start a new tradition.
Last year was our 25th anniversary, and that was an exciting thing, but I told the Queen and the King, you guys are experiencing something even better because you're experiencing a first time something happened.
Jack Rizzuto's crew will parade inside the Montreal Convention Center for the first time ever.
The members are excited about it, I can tell you. They want to experience the convention centers, and the board members I've had, Jake Romano and several of the board members. The gentleman I started this parade with, Robbie Ventura, still rides with me every year on the float. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. In fact, Jake said, to me not too long ago, he said he's 80 years old now. He said that happens sooner or later.
This is our biggest prop we've had. It's one of our oldest. It's one of our crown jewels of the club. That's why our king's on it. And we let Pygmalion take our king down St. Charles Avenue.
Jack Rizzuto, the son, is Pygmalion's co-captain for a crew that mixes old school carnival with the new.
Our parade has a O-line tent to it. We're not O-line. We're 27 years in age and 26 years parading. But our floats resemble that.
We try to take the old school nuance and add it to a new school flair like what we have. So for example, we have the old paper flowers, and then on top of it, our lighting systems that are on every float. They're controlled by a phone.
I'd say an old line crew with a new vibe.
We have new school technology with the old school design as we did 100 years ago in Mardi Gras.
The Rizzutos want Pygmalion to be the flag bearers for that first big weekend of Carnival. What began in 2000 with a couple hundred riders is now 800 strong and growing.
We believe that when we show people in this city and people from across the country that come in for parades, that they're going to want to be a part of this crew. And it's going to help us. We're already getting inquiries already from people. We're getting people calling us and saying, we want to be a part of this next year. So if we ride with 800, we hoping to be at 1,000 or maybe over 1,000 next year.
This is our Jester float. This was the second signature float that we unveiled in Pygmalion roughly 15 years ago. It started out with fiber optic light, as you can see on the heads. There's a music system on here that you'll hear it coming from down the street. So be on the lookout for the Jester float. It's a really good time.
And as far as the throws, Pygmalion is now leaning into the pig theme.
The throws this year that my son and the board members have put together are really phenomenal. In fact, our throw provider told us this is some of the best throws I've designed for any crew this year.
It's the most significant ride ever for the crew of Pygmalion. The first time ever in the convention center, with the Saints' new starting quarterback leading the way.
Going to the convention center, we needed a big pop and a big splash, and we splashed pretty good. we made a cannonball, as I like to say.
It's an exciting opportunity that we have before us, and I think that when we show people that we are able to do this in the first weekend of Mardi Gras, it's going to be substantial.
At the Pygmalion Den in St. Rose, Doug Mouton, WWL Louisiana.
Stay with us. Today is also the first day of the Chinese Lunar New Year. A look at the prosperity rules next. Are you a business or nonprofit and want to be featured on 2+U Nevada? Have a Mom to Mom Monday, a Try It Tuesday, or even a cute pic you just want to show us? The whole point of 2+U Nevada is the plus you. You can send us your content by visiting our website. Head to 2news.com and click on 2+U Nevada, or you can email us at 2+U Nevada@ktvn.com. Today marks the beginning of the Lunar New Year. This is the most important traditional holiday in China and is widely celebrated. And today is the first day of the year of the horse, one of the 12 animal signs of the traditional Chinese zodiac. With this holiday, there are many traditions and prosperity rules. Mike Valerio outlines the essential do's and don'ts that can help set the tone for a successful year ahead.
We're here in Beijing at the Ditan Temple Fair. This is one of the largest Chinese New Year celebrations, and also we are in the middle of the biggest human migration on the planet. But for celebrating Chinese New Year, there are some rules that you should follow. Among them, red packets for family members. That is a must. Next, don't get your haircut on New Year's Day. Make sure that you get your haircut before New Year's Day. That is an absolute rule. Also, make sure that you do your cleaning before the start of Chinese New Year, because say you're sweeping your floor on day one, that's like you're sweeping your luck out of your home. You don't want to do that. Make sure that you take out the trash before the start of Chinese New Year as well. Also, wearing new clothes is the right way to start off the new year. Try to wear red as well, a symbol of prosperity and good fortune. And then perhaps the most important, you gotta start Chinese New Year with a positive attitude. If you're a grouch on day one, that perhaps sets the tone for the new year. So you want to stay positive.
Meanwhile, here at home, this weekend, the Grand Sierra Resort had free lion dance demonstrations on the casino floor. The kids and I watched one and fell in love with the artful tradition. Did you like it? Yes. We leave you with the sights and sounds of the lion dance this afternoon and wish all of you a prosperous new year. 2 News Nevada at 4 and your full Storm Watch team coverage is coming right up.